What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? So I'm currently sit right now. So sorry if my voice sounds weird. I wanted to take a little longer of a break, but I just finished the Canadian phenom Total Drama. So I started writing this review, and before I forgot anything. So without further ado, this is my thoughts on Total Drama. First, let's start out with Total Drama Island! The purpose of this show is to make fun of reality TV, and it does it pretty well for the most part. There are a lot of good bits, but it lacks a little something. It's a little too hit or miss for me. A lot more miss than there are hits, but more on that later. I like most of the characters in the first season. My favorite probably being the host, Chris. All the other characters are based off of stereotypes from reality TV, depending on the stereotype, I guess, is how you like the characters. I don't know. I like Duncan, but I don't like Katie and Sadie. Gwen was cool. Owen was annoying most of the time. I like that they had two characters based off of Napoleon Dynamite, and Harold actually just being Napoleon Dynamite, and Lashana being a few letters off from LaFonda. Nobody talks about that one much, and I'm proud of myself for realizing that when everybody else dumb. I like the feel of the challenges, that they're all just outrageous and fun to watch. A main driving force in this season is relationship drama, which I handled okay, but it did get a little tiresome after a bit, in my opinion, especially since most of them didn't work after the first season, so why do it? With the exception of Jeff and Bridget. The main villain is Heather, who they did a good job with because I hated her and couldn't stand her and could never understand why she never got voted off. So good job, writers. To circle back around on the humor, hot take, but I don't really care for it. Sure, some of the jokes made me laugh, but it was obvious to me that they didn't really know what they wanted from the comedy. Like, there was a burp joke, and then a few moments later, Owen was dancing naked, and Owen eats beans and farts, and then they eat beef testicles. I mean, what is up with this? There's also the Heather scene, which I'm not going to show, but if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. It goes back and forth a lot, and I wish they just picked a style and stuck with it to a degree while going off from it sometimes, like to do other jokes. I think the finale with Owen and Gwen was honestly kind of lame. It was a bit hyped up, but I don't know. It is what it is. But I think it was a smart decision to let Owen win. I think he's a complete idiot for giving up his winnings to try to find $1 million. I mean, come on.
That was his mistake.
Duh. Let's go.
Action takes 14 of the 22 contestants and makes it a different series called Total Drama Action. The season was honestly a little disappointing to me, and it went for way too long, in my opinion. It was 27 episodes and had 14 people, so there was a lot of filler. Also, they kept bringing back characters they already eliminated, which I was not a fan of. I did like the movie style though. It was really cool, and there were some great challenges from this. Also, some of the drama was more forced and it was kind of lame, like the Trent and Gwen stuff, and Courtney being a Karen and a gold digger after Duncan wins the $1 million.
She take my money.
Just a lot of things in the season felt unnecessary. Another thing that bothered me was the aftermath shows they had every 4 or 5 episodes. I didn't find them funny, and I found them more cringe than anything. One thing they did do correctly was give more character development though. Time to move on to the next season. My personal favorite. Basically, everyone becomes scuffed, and Duncan, I guess, blew his $1 million, so Courtney dumped him and they aren't together anymore. The show didn't win an award, but Chris did, and that ticked everybody off, so they were like, let's just do another season, guys, but with 2 new characters. Sierra and my boy Alejandro. Alejandro makes this season so great. He is everything Heather isn't when it comes to evil, and it's great. He also has a mix of like Justin in him and uses his power of ripped abs. He's my favorite if you haven't figured it out yet. I also like the season, how the season found a way to humanize Heather for the story, and it had a great redemption arc. It did the impossible. It made me kind of like Heather as a character. Weird! He became Golem from Lord of the Rings, and that was hilarious. Song part of the season was kind of hit or miss for most people, but it honestly hit with me. Some of the songs were cringe, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of them were kind of bad, but others were great. It kind of reminded me of that Phineas and Ferb vibe. I also thought it was weird that, like, in the previous shows, Courtney has shown to have a really good singing voice, but in this season, it's average. But I really was surprised how good of a singing voice Alejandro, Heather, and Bridget had. You can also see that Chris is starting to slip a bit and starts to fall into insanity. But we will get into that in later seasons. Season 3's finale was the best one in my opinion. Just the fight between Alejandro and Heather was great. I feel like it was the perfect choice because in this scenario, Heather becomes the hero, weirdly, because everybody learns how evil Alejandro is. There is one problem I have with this season, it is the Gwen and Duncan and Fair arc. It was just so forced and dumb and stupid. This also makes Courtney an already unbearable character to be just the worst. She's the worst. She's Britta now. And the worst part, her and Duncan weren't even together, so girl, why are you mad, bro? Why are you even mad? Also, Aftermath is back for some reason, but not as much, which I liked. Also, it had my favorite song, which was Bridget's Sorry Song to Jeff. Time to get to the next season, where everything kind of goes downhill from here. Honestly, I was excited that they were going to be like in this new season, there was going to be a new cast. Change it up a little bit, and I feel like that was a huge mistake. Majority of these characters didn't land for me, and they did not get voted, and like the ones that were good got voted off way too early. Like, I feel like there was a lot of potential for Dawn and Bee, especially Dawn with her gifts. If you want to, like, call them that, I don't know. The main villain, if you want to call him that, is Scott, who is more annoying than he is evil. He's always the most naive person in history, and I feel like Mike's character could have been really cool with his multiple personalities disorder, but it fell short a bit. Not even gonna lie to you. I don't understand the point of Dakota and Sam. Cameron was pretty cool, and probably my favorite character to come out of Revenge of the Island. And I'm glad that he won. I feel like that was the good choice. What I don't like is that some old characters came back for like 5-second cameos when it wasn't needed. I would have rather them just not show up at all. It was also hilarious that Chris gets arrested at the end because, you know, he deserves it. About all I have to say for a forgettable season. There is a lot of potential with this season. Like bringing back 5 revenge characters and 7 OG characters, but man, did it flop. None of the characters were good in this. They all acted so out of character, except for maybe Gwen. She was fine, I guess. Alejandro and Heather could also do no wrong when it comes to acting in character. But other than those 3, the rest were dumb. The biggest problem was Duncan. He was super annoying throughout this season. Also, Chris is really falling off the deep end, man. I mean, where are you going? He might have lost his mind a little bit. Mike having a secret personality named Mal is the dumbest thing ever. He didn't even do anything super evil. He's just He's just a creeper. Minecraft. Finale could have been good too, since like Duncan mentioning that he knew Mal back in prison, they could have unpopped him and used him, but no. They did Cameron. And also, come on, the reset button.
Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?
That's all it took to get rid of all of your personalities was hit a mental reset button. Man, I wish this was real. It might be one of the laziest things I've seen in television in a long time. It was just hard to watch. Ugh, kind of like season 6. Oh. Pacateo Island, where do I even start with you? So they reset the cast for a third time. It's the worst of all of them, of course. They are all forgettable, and the ones I do remember are either wasted potential or the worst characters in total drama, period. Okay, let's start with Chris. He has completely lost his mind. He doesn't care about the cast or anything, or doesn't care if they died. They could have died multiple times, not even lying. He left them to blow up in a citadel. It ruined his character and just made him bad and unwatchable. Wasn't even to the point where it was funny. Sugar is annoying and more gross than Owen, and I don't even know why they would choose to do that, and I wish they just kicked her off first. Rito could have been used really good for comic relief, but they just used him wrong, so... It was definitely wasted. Ella is nice to everyone at first, but then it's revealed later on that she's evil, but gets voted off in this same episode! Why? I think what would have been really cool is if she got Max voted off, since she revealed it to him first, and then she stayed on the island and was a sleeper agent, and made it pretty far. I wouldn't say make it to the finale, but at least top 3, since nobody knew that she was evil. I feel like that could have been used really well. Just bad writing, you know. Another wasted character in use of bad writing is Sammy, the twin that always got one-upped and was crapped on by Amy. Amy gets voted off, so I was like, yay! We could have an underdog story about how she would win and prove everybody wrong and that she's worth something. And no, she gets voted off 3 days later. Oh, okay. And finally, let's finally talk about everybody's favorite, Dave. No, not that Dave. This Dave. Dave is probably the worst cartoon character of all time. He's annoying, a baby, a simp, an egomaniac. He started out just fine. I was like, bro, why does everybody hate this guy so much? But then, guess what? Your crush doesn't like you back. Doesn't mean you try to kill her. What is wrong with you, man? Why are you this way? Why are you the way that you are? I hate so many of the things you choose to be. I need to move on before I lose my cool over this guy. This is it. The Redonkulous Race saved Total Drama for me. Once again, they have a new cast, but they have 4 returning characters: Owen, Noah, Jeff, and Leonard. Yep, they replaced Chris, but this guy Don, he's not bad. He's alright. Also, this time it's a parody of The Amazing Race, where I feel like they finally figured out their comedy. I laughed at every single episode out loud, not even kidding. This show, this season is hilarious. Especially the surfers. Whenever Jeff and Brody came on screen, it was the best.
We're going to debate, huh? Let's go.
Majority of the new characters were also really fun and interesting to watch. It just felt like a great breather and a nice fresh breath of air. I personally didn't like the cadets winning because I found MacArthur annoying for the most part, but it is what it is. Also would have liked the ice dancers getting a second. I think that would have been really funny. Also, I think the surfers should have won the finale and then give it to Team Besties or Team Homies, I forgot what they're called, to help pay for Devin's hospital bills. So here is my ranking for the seasons from worst to first. Pacateo Island, All-Star, Revenge of the Island, Action, Redonkulous Race Island, and World Tour being my favorite. Yeah, I would say that 5 of the 7 seasons are good. So I say check it out. It's on Netflix and stuff. Maybe on HBO Max. Actually, I haven't looked. Anyways, I think it was a good way to go out. A final season being a great ender. Oh. So same time next year.